This video is brought to you by these fantastic sponsors, as well as Mobile Gaming News Network, mobilegamingnews.com, your one-stop shop for all your mobile gaming news, reviews, and information you can use. Head on over and sign up, and if you are inclined to write some articles, go ahead and sign up for that as well. We are always looking for more writers. But with that, let's get into the video. What is up, everyone, and welcome to Shotgun Shogun Super Sale Showcase, where I'm going to sell you on a character. That's right, and up today we're going to have Lena, the 3-star Ice Libra Warrior, the prime dog walking, side chesto having warrior that is in this game. Now, not only is she a budget dog walker, but she's probably one of the fastest dog walkers out there. This mountainous mama, she was born to a family of sorcerers, but you're more likely to see her in church worshiping the iron than to be casting spells. Side Chesto is one of the best farmers in the game and is also one of the easier budget characters to acquire and gear. Her skill kit shines when it comes to speed farming, as her S2 allows for more flexible gearing and her S3 has no animation, and no animation means faster damage, and that means faster farming. Modern problems, modern solutions. She comes with a flat defense imprint and an attack imprint if giving an ego fragment, but doesn't really matter. When fully awakened and leveled, she will be coming kitted out with 951 attack, 583 defense, 5,517 HP. Her attack rating of 951 is not amazing, putting her a little bit around the same level as Captain Rickarus and Tranterguard, only dropping about 6 base damage though below Charles. And well, we all know the kind of damage that he can do when he's correcting people's postures. 104 speed is actually decent for a warrior, putting her at about the same speed as martial artist Ken and Sermina. Jumping into her skills, you have your soft, which is Lena's S1 skill, attacking with a strong fist. This is going to be doing a decent amount of damage, as well as increasing her combat readiness by 20%, meaning that she is going to be back around a lot faster, bringing even more pain. Now, the modifiers on her S1 are pretty solid as well, coming in at about 2.1 times. And to put this into perspective, martial artist Ken's S1 is only 1.8 on the modifier. This is pretty impressive for a 3-star, and it definitely shows. Her S2 is going to be the heavy lifter that is going to help you more easily gear her out. This skill gives you an extra 30% crit at base, meaning that you are already starting off at 45% crit chance naturally, and you can further increase this by 20% via leveling up the skill. Now that's a 65% chance to crit, meaning that you're going to have a very easy time reaching that 100% crit rate cap, and it also allows for flexibility to add more attack, more crit damage to her gear loadout. Now for new and mid-level players, this is going to help get a farmer geared up and in action way faster than some of the stronger endgame farmers, as like I said, that gear threshold is going to be a lot lower for one-shotting waves. So her third skill, however, Exposed, is the bread and butter of farming, an AoE swift uppercut that not only decreases the combat readiness of the enemies by 20%, but also increases Lena's damage for 2 turns. Now, the damage is also increased based on the missing HP of the enemy, and if she kills anything, it resets the cooldown, meaning that if you can one-shot anything in that first wave, you can endlessly S3, and as mentioned, it has no real long animation, so just swift uppercut all the way through the waves. Now, as you can see here,
it's not over until you give up.
this is a stack. Lena just mowing down everything that stands in front of her.
Want to see what I can do? Ha! It's not over until you give up. You're strong, but I won't lose. Want to see what I can do? Ha! I'm here.
Now, I would suggest leveling her S2, then her S3, then her S1 in that order to optimize your farming potential. One of your best artifacts to run on her for farming is going to be Exorcist Tonfa, as you will want to have the increased damage on that initial hit of the wave to assure that you have more one-shots. If you are a bit more on the lucky side, things are, or you're a whale, Draco Plate and Erebus Tooth are also options if you happen to have them. And if you were around during the Guilty Gear collab, Portrait. Now, for your gear, you are going to want to stack attack and crit damage. As such, the destruction set will be your go-to. However, most early and mid-game players will not have access to Banshee and have it on farm. As such, you will want to outfit her in 4 pieces of attack gear, 2 pieces of gear that have very high attack substats. Now, I wouldn't say necessarily you would have to run 2-piece crit, but if you are lacking a little bit on the crit chance substats, a 2-piece crit isn't too bad. You can also run literally anything that has attack on it, attack or crit damage. Now, for your right side, I would suggest crit damage on the neck, attack on the ring, and speed on your boots. Now, you might say, hey, Shotgun Shogun, why would I put speed on the boots if I'm going for massive amounts of damage? Now, one of the things you want to think about when you're farming here is that if you do not go before the enemy wave, which isn't really hard to do, especially depending on what you're farming, you can run into some trouble because of debuffs, things along those lines. So you do want to have a little bit of speed on her so that she gets the initial uppercut. Not only that, if you're walking dogs, you want to make sure that you're faster than those dogs. Otherwise, you got to wait for dog animations and all of that stuff. And the longer that takes, the more that it kills you inside. Now, she can also be used in Wyvern. And if your goal is to use her, you will want to replace the speed boots with attack damage main stat boots. And she is actually pretty decent for a Wyvern DPSer. Now, when it comes to team synergy, Lena is a very, very selfish character, not bringing really anything to the party other than raw damage and decreased combat readiness on her S3. As such, there are a lot better ice DPS units out there that you would want to bring to your team if you are looking to run harder content or PvP. That's not to say that you can't run her, but don't expect her to bring much other than unfiltered, raw, massive amounts of damage. Now, when it comes to farming, there are few characters that I have found that can do it faster and on such a low budget. Once you have invested in her skills, she is quick and ruthless, making dog walking a breeze. If you have her, I would prioritize leveling her up and skilling her out, as I mentioned, because having her early will help you walk dogs a lot faster, will help you get other characters leveled up so that you can get your account into a much, much better spot. Honestly, if you can pull her really early on, make her one of your absolute priority characters. Not only that, but it will help you with some of those early Wyvern levels where you're not trying to like do Wyvern 11 in like 1 minute. Lena definitely brings the amount of damage here until you can level up things like a Karen, or you get something else that you need. Luluka's really good in Wyvern 11 too, which I'll be covering Luluka eventually in the future. But anyways, guys, there you go. That is Onagai Muscle. Lena dropping the side chestos on your farming needs. If you guys did like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification, drop me a like and a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, haters. Peace. Crack it.